What is the most unprofessional thing a doctor has said to you? I was 2 weeks into treatment for an ectopic pregnancy when the pain hit, the kind of pain that twists your insides, sharp and unforgiving. I was told from the start to get myself to the ER if it got severe, so when it did, I didn't hesitate. I dragged myself to the hospital, barely able to walk. At the ER, I was put on a bed, clutching my abdomen, trying not to scream. The doctor on call barely glanced at me. Instead, he started chatting, loud enough so my husband could hear, about what kind of pain medication I might want. Like I was just some background noise while he had a casual conversation with my husband. I was gasping for breath, and all he seemed interested in was whether I preferred pills or shots. My husband finally cut in, telling him to just pick something and give it to me. The doctor sighed but handed me a pain pill. No ultrasound, no proper check, just some blood work for my file, he said. I was sent home with a prescription for more pain meds. I told him the pain wasn't just bad, it felt like my fallopian tube might be bursting. He shrugged it off and said miscarriages hurt like that sometimes. I was left there trying to make sense of the pain and the dismissive tone. 2 days later, I made it to my gynecologist. He looked at me, pale and barely standing, and immediately booked emergency surgery. Turns out, the fallopian tube had burst, and the internal bleeding was bad enough that they called in a general surgeon to help clean up the mess. The blood had caused my bowels to stick to the ruptured tube, which had to be carefully separated. It was worse than I ever imagined. Later, my gynecologist told me I was lucky to be alive. The ER doctor should have sent me for an ultrasound right away just based on the pain. The blood work they took was alarming, but nobody acted on it. I kept thinking about the time wasted, the pain ignored. Months later, I had to go back to that same ER for an IV. The same doctor was on duty. He glanced at the scars on my abdomen and remarked, "Looks like you had surgery recently." I told him flat out, "Yeah, you misdiagnosed my burst ectopic pregnancy, and I had emergency surgery at a different hospital because of it." He said nothing after that, just looked away. I never told anyone what happened in that ER room, but if I had the money, I'd sue him for everything. That careless dismissal nearly cost me my life.